Hello! Welcome to my craft room. My name is Deanna Gonzalez and I just wanted to show you this really cute card using the Silhouette machine and some close to my heart products actually. Just some beautiful paper here and then some of their cardstock, and I'll have all the information. If you just hit continue reading, you'll be able to find all the things that I used for this. Here you can see it a little bit better. I did go ahead. There's usually a tree with this silhouette cut, but I did a snowflake instead. I kind of wanted to fancy that up. So yeah, this is one thing I absolutely love about the Silhouette machine, is that some of the designers will have complete card layouts for you so that you don't have to sit there and try to cut everything out separately, figure out the layout, put it all together. You can just use their basic ideas and mix and match pieces, or do it exactly how they show. So anyway, if you want to come with me to the Silhouette machine, we'll start playing with that and getting things laid out.
Now once you have your Silhouette software open here, I'm going to go ahead to my library because I want to find this beautiful card. Now I'm not going to be putting the Christmas tree here, but I am going to be using the rest of this. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. And now it already has everything selected. Now I can size everything differently if I wish to. I happen to actually like this size. But if I were to size everything different, I would keep everything like this and just sort of scale from here, bigger, smaller. I happen to like this. But since I am going to be doing different papers with the different shapes, I am going to go ahead and ungroup all of these. Now, when you ungroup, this just means you can whoosh them about separately from everybody else instead of having this whole thing just moving it around and possibly cutting up your paper in funny ways. Now, sometimes when you do that, as you see, these little lines are not, the dotted lines are not coming with the card. So what you want to do with that, in case that happens, and I just hit Control Z to undo what I just did, and you can go up here and undo move, and that way it's back with the dots. What you want to do is select, and as you can see, you can even see that they're separate here. We're just going to go ahead and group those again. Now, if you actually wanted to keep it separate and get rid of the dots and score this on your own to have that beautiful scored edge, you can go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do that with this one because I want this to work for a lot of cards all at once. Now I want to move these out of the way. So I will go back and I'm going to put my card down. And if I would like to, I can just Control C, Control V, slap another one there for making, if you're making a lot of these all at once, this could be an easy way to go ahead and do that. Now the base of my card I'm going to have is a cream color. So I'll be cutting those. And then I do want to make the smaller part, so I believe that's this one. You just line it up and see which one comes out. This one's, oh, that's not gonna work. Let me select it again, move it out of the way. All right, so we're just gonna line this up and see. So this one is actually the larger one. So we'll go ahead and take this one. And we're going to put this up. And again, if you're going to be doing a whole bunch, you can just copy and paste a whole bunch of these. And then now we could select more, Control C, Control V. And there we go. We're getting more on here. And we could see if we could get another set up. And then we can just cut these all at the same time and have them done for us. So if you're only going to do, however, just a few cards or just one, what you could do with this layer is just put it in the corner, put a little piece of paper that about fits that, and go ahead and cut that. Now another thing I wanted to show you with this. Now this is the larger piece, and that's going to be behind, and that's going to be blue, but also this is going to be the exact same color. So we can just line up a few of these and line up these and have them all fit nicely. So if you wanted, just Control C, Control V, and just move them in place, Control V. you know, and then we could see how many of these we could set up on here. Again, Control C, Control V, and just get a bunch of these on here so we're not having to waste a bunch of paper or time doing this too many times. So we can definitely get a group of these up here, and we could put another one. We could put another one of these. Oops, I select, and we could then, whoops, take one of these. Control C, Control V, and there we go. And now we've got a whole slew of them that we could do all at the same time. But again, I just want the one here, and then the one here, and that's going to be in a beautiful blue that goes with my beautiful papers. Now that that's done, and when you want to cut something, all you do is you do this right here, this thing, and now you've got all your options here for cutting. And now what I want to do is I am going to be cutting some very fancy papers. So I can either lay these all out to use up all of the papers, or if I'm only making one card, I could cut this out of a basic color and use it as a template to figure out, or I could go ahead and measure it this way. And go ahead and do the 4.235. But I'm a little nervous about seeing if I can get this on my cutter correctly. So I just want to cut one of these so I can use it as a template for my cutting machine or my cutting board, and then get the right pictures. Now with these little guys, they are going to all be different colors. So I'm going to go in the I lost my little middle one. I am going to go ahead and take the tiny one. And I'm going to cut that. You can just copy paste a bunch of those again. I'm going to do the tiniest one in more of a craft color, kind of a bluey color. The longest one that goes in the middle, that's going to be, again, designer series papers. So if I were to lay out these big pieces that are going to be the designer series paper, I could try to stash these in here and there on there. But since I didn't, I just took a little strip of the designer series paper and laid up a couple tags and then cut it that way. And then last, I did the very last flag, and I did that in a deep blue that kind of complemented the back of the paper. So now if you go ahead and cut all those pieces, we can go ahead and get started on the assembly.
Now that you have all of your pieces cut out, I was thinking what we should probably do is start from the bottom and go up, as there's just so many random different little things here and there I want to do. So maybe I'll actually move the stamping a little bit out of our way while we do a little bit of the assembling. So I am going to go ahead and just attach my beautiful paper onto the front of this, and I'm going to fold this. If you didn't choose to have the jagged lines, you can always score it. I did the jagged lines just to make this faster. So I was thinking in terms of doing a whole bunch and just kind of saving that little bit of scoring might actually save you a lot of time. It might not. It might just depends on the way the way you work with stuff. So just going to go ahead after putting a little bit of tape. Just put a little bit of glue just on the edges, just a very small amount. I just want it to stay down. I don't want it to be flapping up. And I do notice oftentimes when I'm just using tape or something, it's not long term on the edges oftentimes. So not sure if that has to do with, you know, the humidity here, or just different things, or that's just the way the adhesive works. But you know, if you don't care about the edges popping up and you're just trying to save time, go ahead with just the sticky roller and slap it on down. But for me, I really like to have things stay down. So I'm just going to go ahead and I want to line this up so that the edge of the card and paper are identical, and just smooth that down. Now I've got my card that's ready to be decorated. Now for this part, I went ahead and we're just going to be putting it, you know, somewhere around here. I'm going to just sand the edges here, not a whole lot, you know, just give it a little bit of character, a little something here. So So get that done, and I like how that looks, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay this down. Again, just getting some of my tapies. And I am going to go ahead and tediously glue the edges here to make sure it stays down. But I really love this scalloped edge, the way it looks. I feel like it brought the card out so much. And I really liked the paper. Just kind of a subdued sort of, you know, blue with some cream and a little bit of the craft brown kind of color. Just such a peaceful kind of Christmas card, I thought. And you know, I do like the Christmas tree that comes with this card, but since the last video I did had a tree in it, I said, you know, this should have a snowflake or something different, you know, so it's not always the same. So here we go. We're just going to come in here and line this up on the edges here to get it to where I like it. I like that. So now with the cream, I'm going to first just sand the edges of this. And the reason I'm going to go ahead and get this all dressed up before stamping is because I want to know exactly where I want my words to show up. And sometimes that's harder if you don't have your decorations. Now on the edge here, I'm just going to take this little razor kind of blade. And yes, it's more Deanna safe. It has these little blocks. I'm not going to cut myself, so you know, my husband doesn't have to be so nervous. So just coming along, just kind of scraping the edges, give it a little bit of a push. Not sure if the video will show it as well, but it does give a really pretty little pop to it. Not going to do it on the top because I want this to lay down really well, you know, glue really well, but you know, just getting those edges really well. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this down first. And just, you know, just using my little spaghetti stick to make sure that the glue goes where I want it to go and not all over the place. Not just oozing everywhere. And I know that this can seem rather daunting if you're doing a whole lot, but I thought if you weren't doing, you know, too many, this might be really fun. Or if you want to, you know, do something a little more simple for you know, most of your cards and then the people you're massively close to, do something a little special, this might be something that would work too. So just going to go in and, you know, glue this up on the edge. And since it is just, you know, see, look, just because it is a little bit of glue, it's going to be able to be moved if I put it in the wrong, spot instead of like tape where, oh, well, you know, you put it down, if you peel it up, I'm planning on tearing. So get that down. And then I'm just going to go with my little craft colored flaggy thing and get that in there. Just a bit of glue. Just play around with it. La-di-da. So, yeah, get the flag. I want that to be up on the top there. And just try to make sure I space these relatively the same. You know, if it's not quite perfect, I'm going to try really hard not to panic. Do you ever do that? Are you a perfectionist or do you not really care that much? Just kind of do stuff and you say, hey, I did the best I can. I don't know. For the most part, I think I'm more of a perfectionist, really good at freaking out. But you know, we try to just have fun in the craft room and not panic too much, right? So here we go. Going to get this down. And again, just spacing it the best we can. That feels about right to me. And now I'm going to go ahead and grab my stamps, or my stamp. The first time I did this, I actually chose a different look to it. So I did do stamps because I am going to go ahead and use this stamp set from Close to My Heart for the Happy Holidays. And I thought this little bird was so cute that I had actually made one and stuck it. Here's an example. I had made one and put it right here. And I thought that was really cute, but I wanted to step this up and make it even more fancy. So I went ahead with the snowflake. So if you want to do that, you can go ahead and do that. All the information of what I used will be, if you hit continue reading, you should be able to find the stamp set, the colors, and you know, it shouldn't be too hard in case you had wanted to get these, but or if you have them, you're like, I'm pretty sure I have these. You just kind of need that name. So here we go, just down and up. Love the clear stamps. Love being able to see everything and know exactly what I'm doing here. Or at least we hope we know exactly what we're doing here, right? So get that out of the way. And now that we've got our stamping done, it's just basic assembly now. So we're just gonna go ahead again with the runner, just real quick, slap that down and do a little bit more of our gluing. And you could decorate this in so many ways, couldn't you? Does your imagination just sort of run wild when you start seeing these things? Like, oh man, you know, I have the perfect die, or I have the perfect stamp that would just go perfect right there. I love that idea. I love just going through the different dies and just, you know, sometimes, you know, you don't really feel like doing anything. You just want to get excited. So you just kind of go through all this stuff and see it all, and you just get excited about what you're going to do when you do start crafting. And I love that with the Cricut, doing that with all the books and deciding, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? And the silhouette and the eclipse, you know, same thing. You've got the little books, and you can just look through and get excited over what you're going to do later. Just going to lay this down, and again, I think this is cute. You could even leave it this way. It looks really cute. But I am going to go ahead and add my little snowflake, and I'm just going to use some glue, glob it down. Well, hopefully I'm not globbing right. Just kind of put a little bit, especially on those little cute tips. And this snowflake, I didn't show it being cut in the silhouette video, but I will have the information. If you hit continue reading on my blog at deannascraftroom.com, you'll be able to see which one I used. There's 3 shapes to it, and I just chose 2 because the larger one was so intricate that I had a hard time getting all the pieces off at this size. So I thought, you know what, and with the paper I was using, the craft color paper was just sort of shredding. So I thought, you know, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to go ahead and use 2 of these. and that will look really pretty too, you know. So I did go ahead and do that, you know, to make things a little easier. And, you know, you can always do that too. Find the cuts that peel off the fastest and the easiest, so you don't have to fuss too much or have too many things rip if if you're in a rush. Sometimes that can happen, right? So I'm just going to take the largest Julie Bob from the Stampin' Up! Julie Bobs, rhinestones I believe they're called, and smack that there, and I've got my beautiful card. So I hope you love this idea. I am crazy about the card. I think it's so pretty, so intricate, but you see, I didn't have to cut all the pieces out by hand, or, you know, like a little more tedious. I mean, this is all easy. You just keep cutting on your silhouette machine until you have them all. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you'll come back and see what else that we're gonna have. I am very excited about the drawing that will be coming up Wednesday, to see who's going to win the ribbon control holder. Now, if you haven't already, you know, come and put your name in for that, please go on my blog, and you can get a link through this video. You'll find this giveaway, and you can leave a comment. You'll be entered in to possibly win on Wednesday. I'm so excited. So again, hope you have a great holiday season. I hope you're getting excited. I hope things aren't too crazy for you. I know the winter is getting pretty intense for some of us, and I just really appreciate the kindness that you have shown towards others, and as well as just the encouragement you've given me. Thank you. And I really do wish you a very, very Merry Christmas, and I hope this year is filled with just so much joy. Thank you so much for spending time with me. Please come back and spend more time. Thank you, and goodbye.